Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you, thank you all, for attending this conference and listening my keynote speech. I'm Dr. Yang from WhatsMiner. Thank you. Okay. Does anyone know WhatsMiner? If you know, please raise your hand. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for raising your hand. And thanks to WhatsMiner's custom. And thanks anyone who care about WhatsMiner. Because of your encouragement and strong support, WhatsMiner try their best to provide a perfect manner for blockchain world. Thank you again. Today, my topic is forecast design for custom in current era. From industry revolution, the atmosphere carbon dioxide increased year by year. Because of this, the global average temperature increased also. If 6 degrees increased, maybe human being maybe disappear. We do not want these things happen. So, green energy become global consensus. For Bitcoin mining, there are no exception for Bitcoin mining because Bitcoin and mining is only the consensus for a few people. Recently, Bitcoin was strictly regulated. One of the reasons is that Bitcoin mining uses a lot of long green energy. So, use green energy might be a key point to make more people accept Bitcoin. The first green energy that we used for mining is solar power. This is a 100 kilowatt mining system. Uses solar power. When sun is shining, the solar power will provide energy for miner and the storage battery. When sun is not shining and the battery has enough energy, the battery will provide energy for miner. When solar power and the battery do not have energy, the power grid will provide energy for miner. There was one issue. How about the electricity fee for solar power and storage battery? According to the progress of solar power and the storage battery, the electricity fee for the solar power and the battery were changed from 8.7 US cents now to 4.5 cents in 2027. Based on get your investment back in 5 years, solar power on rooftop is very important because this is can called home mining. Home mining not just provide cheap power for daily life, but also provide Bitcoin and hot water for family. Home mining maybe will make Bitcoin decentralized again. Wind power is another green energy. This is a 100 kilowatt mining system based on wind power in Texas of US. Heat recycling can also be treated as green energy because it does not produce any extra emission. The heat from the mining can create steam for industry and can create hot water for greenhouse, for fish farm, and so on. for green energy. What WhatsMiner must do is decrease power. So please let me introduce the new member of WhatsMiner Family M60 series. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, the first three members is M60 and M63 and M66. The power efficiency of them is 19.9 joule per terahash. M60 is air cooling and M63 is hydro cooling and M66 is immersion cooling. Okay, this is another three members. Okay, M60S, M63S, M66S. The power efficiency is 18.5 joule per terahash. Yeah, and the M60S is air cooling, and M63S is hydro cooling. M66S is immersion cooling. Yes, one important thing you must pay attention. The hash rate of M63S is 390 terahash. Is hash rate king till now. Today we are here not just introduce our new product, but also we want to share with you about what WhatsMiner has done for our customers. The first one is about lower power consumption ratio. From 180 joule per terahash in 2017 to 18.5 watt per joule per terahash now. Okay, WhatsMiner has tried their best to decrease the power efficiency. Although the mission is more and more difficult. And another one is about wide temperature range. The air cooling miner will start to work, can start to work in minus 40 degree inlet temperature. And then for the hydro cooling and the immersion cooling, they can work in 60 degree for inlet temperature. And the outlet temperature can up to 80 degree. Yes, the inlet temperature is 60, and the outlet temperature is 80. Yeah. And our M60 series miner is high temperature king, yeah, till now. Maybe someone will wonder, high temperature is so important? Yes, there are two things, yeah. The first one is because of the high inlet temperature, your miner can work in environment temperature. For example, if your temperature is above 70 degrees, it can work. And the outlet temperature, why it is so important? Because if the outlet temperature is high, you can decrease the air cooling cost greatly. The third one is about power efficiency stable when temperature change. Yeah, our M63S miner power efficiency very stable when temperature changed from 35 degree to maybe 60 degree. But this one its behavior is not like that. Its power efficiency is 16 joule per terahash when inlet temperature is 35. Power efficiency changed to 17.6 when inlet temperature changed to 45. Okay, from this diagram, you can get it here more clearly. Yeah. WhatsMiner is famous for its stability, not just about repair rate, and also is about power efficiency stability. The 4 point is about repair sites. Till now, there are total 20 repair sites in 5 continents. Yeah. And our customer will get a rapid response from local repair site. The 5 point is about the 3 main products, including air cooling, high cooling, immersion cooling. These through cooling type has their own advantage and disadvantage. And we for mass production the 3 types for different customers and with different conditions. But from the sales data of WhatsMiner, the liquid cooling is the future. Okay, this is about manufacturing location. We are not just manufacturing our managed in China and Thailand, but also in US for US customers. Okay, this is about managed size and power supply. We keep the managed size and power supply the same. So if a customer want to update their main rack to lower power efficiency, they just only replacing their calculation board is okay. Okay, this is about seeking green power for miner. We have developed many systems based on solar power, wind power, and the hydro recycle. Okay, this is about power efficiency rating. Okay, our customer has a different electricity fee, so this might our customer has more selection about power efficiency. Okay, this is the last one about regional buy-in. The last one is not the least. It is also very important. In the past, you just say the mining timer, so you might consider to purchase. But now, for WhatsMiner new model, okay, you can test them first, and then you can consider to buy it. We wish our customers regional buy-in. We wish low regret for our customers. Okay, and all the 6 models today released is sport goods, and you can get them now. Okay, that's all. Thank you all. Yes, thank you again.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me today at the Blockchain Live 2023 and MicroBT's WhatsMiner M60 series launch event. My name is Zhang, who is in charge of global sales in Samsung Foundry. Today, I'm very happy to introduce the Samsung Foundry solution and our technology leadership. We'll provide the low power solution to this industry. What I really hope we will get from the next 10 minutes is a better understanding of Samsung Foundry and anticipate exciting opportunity that we can take on together. Let me start my presentation by looking into Samsung Foundry business history. Actually, Samsung Foundry services started in 2005 for a certain dedicated customer. And we set up an independent business unit in 2017. At the time, Samsung Foundry started a real foundry business to all customers. In 2019, we had announced Vision 2030 and set our own goal to become #1 in foundry industry by 2030. Based on this vision, we are going to invest around 150 billion US dollars for the next few years to make our dream come true. In the past, we used to very focused on mobile and consumer industry, but now we have many customers from various applications such as AI, machine learning, data center, automotive, mobile and CPU, GPU, including Bitcoin industry. Let us take a look at what Samsung Foundry provided to the customers. We are providing foundry service to our customers with the most advanced process and most advanced package solution together. In addition, we have a very strong ecosystem, so-called SAFE, SAFE, Samsung Advanced Foundry Ecosystem, to provide the better design service environment to the customer. We can provide a total solution for your silicon product from design, manufacturing, packaging, and including testing. Once your brilliant idea meets Samsung Foundry, it becomes real silicon, and we can help your business success. Now, let us take a look at our operation side. What are the key components for the best service to our customers? Well, I think it should be sufficient capacity and competitive technology. First, in terms of capacity, we have 7 fabs, 5 in Korea and 2 in the States. Now, we are constructing new fab every year in Pyeongtaek in Korea and Taylor, Texas in the States to support your future growth. Not only can they be the hedging solution to geological and geopolitical risk, but these fabs will be also responsible for the pursuit of innovation and operation excellences in the future. Next, technology leadership. Our dedication to strive toward the reaching edge has led to a successful history of innovation. As you scan the timeline from the left to the right, you can recognize that we have enabled customers' innovation with a series of industry's first achievement. So, starting with the high-K metal gate to 28 nano, and we invite the FinFET processor in the world first with the 14 nano. Samsung Foundry has kept up momentum to the world first adoption of EUV technology with the 7 nano process. Last year, Samsung changed the landscape again by beginning the production of a new device structure, gate-all-around GAA, based on our 3 nano technology, which can provide higher performance and lower power and smaller areas to the customers. Based on the technology leadership, we have been providing the best technology, the better power consumption and higher performances. And we, Samsung Foundry, will keep providing our innovation for the success of our customers. Okay, let's looking into Samsung Foundry roadmap for mainstream product and advanced technology. Samsung Foundry has a wealth of experience in the development and mass production of the world's first FinFET processor for 14 nano, as well as the cost-efficient 8 nano technology. The cumulative shipment of these FinFETs has exceeded 6 million wafers by this year. As you know, for the scaling down from our 14 nano and 8 nano has been achieved with the EUV technology from 7 nano and the realization of 5 nano and 4 nano FinFET. As you can see, we are continuously making evolution for the both 5 nano and 4 nano processes. We are offering various technology to fulfill customer demand from different applications, such as consumer, mobile, HPC, automotive, even cryptocurrency industry. Beyond 4 nano FinFET, we forcefully applying the new transistor structure, gate-all-around GAA technology from 3 nano process, started the world first mass production from last year. And we will continue to innovate the technology by developing beyond the 3 nano technology. As you can see, we are going to introduce 2 nano technology in 25, and also we are going to develop 1.4 nano technology in 27. We are going to release this solution to the world. Collaboration, partnership is very important. Through the collaboration in the MicroBT, we Samsung Foundry has learned a lot. The most of all, power efficiency is the key for business success in the Bitcoin mining industry. And I believe our robotic solution with GAA and advanced technology is the best solution for the customer. We started our collaboration in 2019 with our 8 nano technology. At the time, MicroBT announced the M21 in Chengdu, China. And today, the most powerful machine, M60 series, just released from Zuoxing. And this machine armed with the Samsung 3 nano process. I believe it has the excellent power efficiency. We'll keep providing our most advanced and latest technologies, such as beyond the 3 nano GAA technology for the customer, and we will continue our journey with the MicroBT and our customer as a strategic partner. Once again, congratulations, M60 series launching, and I wish you a continuous success. Like history repeats itself, I think the crypto spring is coming to us. Let us embrace the kind of the good timing together. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm from WhatsMiner. I'm sales head of WhatsMiner. I had been working in WhatsMiner for 5 years. So during these 5 years, I got some thoughts in my mind, and today just take this chance to share with you. And so it's good. Today, we assemble together here. We see that Bitcoin price push up more than 10% today. So which means we have a lucky day today, and hope with our new miners released today, we can push up Bitcoin price to the moon. So during my 5 years working in WhatsMiner and being a sales director of Bitcoin miners, I always thinking, so what Bitcoin mining can bring to our investors except keep Bitcoin network safe and active. So during these 5 years, I have a few points to share with you. First, how an investors for Bitcoin miner can always win. Okay, so there are 2 factors. First, in case you have cheap power, you can always win because you don't need to sell Bitcoin, pay for the power cost. You can hold Bitcoin as long as you go. When Bitcoin price go up, till your expectation. And second is, you have unlimited capital, okay, or cash flow, because you don't need to sell Bitcoins for power cost. You can hold Bitcoin as long as you can, and sell Bitcoin when price reach to 100,000 or whatever number you expect. So most of us may not have this, okay, 2 options in hand because we are running business, kind of business. Okay, then what shall we do? Or how we can value Bitcoin mining? So my point of view, Bitcoin mining is not only just for keep Bitcoin network safe, but also it can bring value to other industries. So for example, it is very useful for off-grid energy. So let's take one example. If you have a gas well which is not connected with the, the gas pipe, you find difficult to sell those gas at good price or that much easy. So what you can do is you can use this gas to do Bitcoin mining and sell Bitcoins at higher price or whatever price you want to sell. Okay. And second is we have seen that every grid built, they are actually oversized, which means in the entire world, every country, it has certain capacity which we called X power. So Bitcoin mining system can convert this X power to Bitcoins, and it can be exchanged easily. And of course, like solar power and wind power, it's not that much high quality because so when wind or solar is strong, it generates more power. However, it generates less power in case we call it less quality power. So Bitcoin mining can convert all this power to Bitcoins so that you can exchange easily. This is very good for grid and for energy exchange. So this is the first value Bitcoin mining can bring. And also, as I said, people are finding difficult to have unlimited cash flow. However, in case you can recapture the heat generated by the mining system, so it might generate another stream of cash flow to pay your power bills. So we are very happy to see that today, so people are using the heat generated by mining system to warm its warehouse, to warm its fish farms, garage, or whatever usage they are trying to do. So these are the some of the scenario you can use the heat, okay, like residential purpose to heat homes across the world. For industrial purpose, people are using heat to dry foods, fruits, and the other purpose. Okay, so in case we can capture the heat generated by the mining system, if you can cover 80% or you can cover 60%, that means you can reduce the power cost by 60 or 80%. So we are trying to recapture the heat, and of course, because of that, you might be able to generate some carbon neutrality certificate, and that certificate can also be exchanged in future. So how WhatsMiner are preparing for that to make our investors or our clients, partners be able to capture the heat? So we have roadmap. So now we are at phase 2. So the hydro cooling miners or immersive cooling miners, let's say hydro cooling miners, so right now can generate outlet water temperature at 70 centigrade. So this can cover some of the scenario to recapture the heat. However, this is not enough because in case the outlet water temperature can be 80 centigrade, it will have more usage scenario. So 80 centigrade hot water can sell at higher price and can fit more user scenario. So that's why at the very beginning, we can only generate hot water at 60 centigrade. However, so in very near future, we will be able to supply miners at 80 centigrade, Celsius degree hot water. So to recapture heat will be more possible in future very soon. So probably you will see some tests maybe done in the Q1 or Q2 next year. So in that case, how WhatsMiner can bring value to our clients? So first, we are always designing the best chips. So our founder, Dr. Zhang, actually is a real expert on chip design. He's an architecture of chip design. He's very professional in R&D. Okay, so that's why with his support and the support from our R&D team, we will be able to design the best miners in the world. So you can see the best miner efficiency right now we are having, it's at 18.5 joule per terahash. That is fantastic miners and fantastic efficiency. And of course, so with the partners and the other players in the industry, we will be able to design the solutions for energy digitalization. For example, just now, Dr. Yang also introduced mining system designed by us for solar power specifically. Okay, and the end is, so we also have partners, and WhatsMiner can design with you together to find a solution for heat recapture, to reutilize the heat generated by the mining system and try to bring down the operation cost as lower as we can. So these are the short experience I want to share with you all guys. And as explained by Dr. Yang, so we are not launching some miners, okay, new models which can be supplied half year later or a couple of months later. So in case you have interest to see our miners, you can come to our booth. Our booth number is D4. You can see the latest model air cooling miners, hydro cooling miners, and the immersive cooling miners. And all the new models we released today can be supplied immediately, and large quantity can be fulfilled in the month of November. However, people are waiting price to be released by me. So unfortunately or unluckily, I'm not able to disclose price here. So if you have any interest, come to our booth. You will see all the samples. You can experience it, and we can have more discussion at our booth. That's it. Thank you.
So good afternoon, everyone. And my name is Elsa. I'm from MicroBT. It's very honored here to be the moderator for this panel. I'm really happy to have you guys here. And so let's start it. And we have the first question is about this topic. It's about how to prepare for the Bitcoin halving. So first, I would like to ask, and so for speakers now, how long have you been working in this industry, and what kind of experience would you like to share with the audience? So please, let's start with Ghazaleh, please.
Hi, thanks Elsa. Thanks everybody for having me. My name is Ghazaleh. I work for Riot Platforms. I've been with Riot for 2 years. That's the whole 2 years I've been working in the industry. And I'm actually most excited for this halving because it will be my first one, both working in the industry and personally as a Bitcoiner. My experience is probably, everyone's thinking about this upcoming halving. We're thinking the next halving after that and the next halving after that. I think 4 years, my 2 years have gone by so fast that I think it's really easy to get caught up and think about just the next 2 years, next 2 years. All right, 4 years have gone by, next halving. I would think longer term than that, because I don't think any of us are here for just 2 years at a time, 3 years at a time, 4 years at a time.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, please, Niek, please.
All right, thank you for having me as well. My name is Niek. I work for Peak Mining, which is originally part of Northern Data Group. We're German-listed mining company. We also do some HPC and build infrastructure around the globe. I've been in this space for about 3 years, a bit longer in the crypto space, buying first ripples in 2017. But I joined the space in around 2020. Works for a Bitcoin mining company, purely asset-light model, so raising capital, buying ASICs and having them hosted. That was right before the first bull market, basically, and right after the previous halving. And so in the first 9 months, basically everything was going through the roof, and we got acquired by Northern Data, as of which I joined the company and currently heading the mining division. And which basically brought me to the next halving, so I'm kind of in between. And again, as my colleague here also mentioned, it's not about this halving; it's about every single halving that comes after. And I think it's all about preparation to be successful in this industry. It's a game of efficiencies. It's a game of costs, basically. And if you are prepared, then the halving is nothing to be scared about. But if you think that Bitcoin only goes to the moon, rather buy Bitcoin instead of being a miner, because that's a little bit more challenging. And I think the companies that do that well are the ones that will fare pretty fine in the halving.
Okay, thank you. Kevin, please. Kevin.
So I'm Kevin Zhang. I'm the VP of BD and Mining Strategy at Foundry Digital. It's great to be back in Dubai. I was here the first time, I think 2 years ago, for Bitmain's WDMS, and it's great to be back again. For those of you that aren't as familiar with the halving, this is going to be my third one. Every 4 years or so, I lose about half my hair. So here we are today. I've been in this space for about almost 10 years now. I first got started building large-scale mining facilities in North America, and eventually I worked on some sites overseas, and I joined Foundry about 3 years ago. And we're best known for running what is today the largest mining pool in the world, Foundry USA Pool. We've also done a significant amount of machine financing. We do a significant amount of our own self-mining as well. Really happy to be here today, so if you guys are interested in learning more about Foundry, about myself, feel free to kind of look me out on the conference floor.
Okay, thank you. So next, please, Wright.
Okay, my name is Wright from WhatsMiner. I joined MicroBT in 2018, so I started working at this industry in 5 years ago. And from our obvious, this industry changes a lot. So we think, this is more to this industry. If anyone who focused on his maybe expertise and do what he just maybe like to contribute his effort on this industry, he may just gain what he want. So I think I'm so happy here to be here, and I think time is not enough. So if anyone has questions, we would like to just maybe share as much as we can. If you just go to outside and just looking for us. Thank you.
Thank you. So our next question is, what's the change you feel will happen to future mining? Maybe let's start with Ghazaleh.
Sure. So I think for one, we'll see who is best set up at this next halving. I think it's a mad dash right now, and being in the industry, you kind of see people either super bullish or maybe trying to get out of the game. At the end of the day, you have to manage your costs and know what you're doing and be prepared. Nobody has the number in their back pocket. I think it's most important to just be aware of all your costs, what your end goal is, and be set up. So I think people are going to be managing their costs more closely. They're going to be a lot more cautious with how they take on debt. I think we're already starting to see different types of financing after there was a couple of debacles after this last bull run. So I think really people are going to sharpen their tools a bit, and the playing field, at least from where I'm at, looking more at the public miners, is going to be probably a bit smaller. So it's a game of who can survive and who's best set up for success.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I can definitely add to that. As I also mentioned, it's a pure cost business, which basically means that all miners, whether you're large or small, you're constantly trying to seek out efficiencies, right? So there's very different ways to do that. But the bottom line in nearly all cases is your biggest cost is with your cost of power. So if you control that, you control a large part of your faith, if you will. However, that's not the end of the game, right? Because not everybody has access to the same cost of power, which means that there are need to be other different ways to increase efficiencies. That could be through reutilizing heat, participating in certain programs on the grid to increase and enhance your yield if you not have that most or lowest cost of power. But in the end, I think that's going to drive the future of Bitcoin mining. I mean, we are, as a miner, you're directly incentivized to seek out cost efficiencies, which means that that's going to happen in the future as well. That's what I believe.
So yeah, those are all some points that I agree with. Before I give my outlook on the future, I'll take a step back and review the past two halvings that I've experienced. So in late 2013, 2014, when I got into mining, it was mostly about begging my friends and family for capital, right, to get my project started. And then eventually, as we entered into 2016 halving, you got more institutional capital slowly coming in. What we saw this last cycle was we had significant capital. Even here in Dubai, in the Middle East, you have sovereign wealth funds getting in. There's a lot of publicly listed miners now. So just having a tremendous amount of capital isn't enough. And I think that's to Nick's point, where you have to look at alternative synergies for what we can do with your Bitcoin mining, whether it's stabilizing the grid, participating in subsidies or spending reserves, curtailment programs, doing heat recapture. There are a lot of alternative ways to even drive your costs down further, because ultimately it is about cost efficiency.
Yeah, actually I'm lucky, just experienced one cycle from the bear marketing to another, maybe bear marketing. So I feel that currently it's quite different. From my experience, the first times when I just maybe hold our product release, Dr. Yang just maybe launched the new product with only one parameter, the best power efficiency, and just gain the good feedback from everyone. But today, I think the things is different. Everyone just not only want to maybe just get the low cost of the electricity, and also they need to focus on how to just set up or find the solutions for the social friendly development. So today, we not only just launched our new series product, also we explored some new development or innovations on solar panel or some renewable energies. So we think in the future, maybe we will help anyone who want to just contribute on this part and work together to make everything healthy and maybe just friendly to the socials in the future. So this is some things I think is most important right now.
Okay, thank you. Then what do you think of for customer design that Dr. Yang mentioned? And what's the most important factor you think to be successful in Bitcoin mining? Yeah.
I'm happy to start with that. So I am extremely excited. For anyone who's not familiar with Riot and what we do, we mine out in Texas. We have a new site under development that is dedicated to immersion mining. So for us, it's really exciting to see, this is not the first generation, but the ongoing manufacturing of immersion miners makes our life a lot easier. The efficiency gain, always a plus. Another thing that's really helpful for us is like the flexibility and what the way we're able to support our commitments within the grid that we operate in to scale our power pretty instantly. That's something we have seen with our fleet of MicroBT miners and something we continue to see support in. And so there's really so much I can talk about being excited for here, but largely the immersion mining and the response and support of our energy use.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a great point indeed. And I think what MicroBT is doing really well is they make their products purpose-built. Right, so as miners try to find new ways to kind of deal with warmer climates, like in Texas, for example, air cooling is not sufficient. You will see lower uptime, miners being damaged by higher temperatures. So you need to find different ways to kind of cool the machines more efficiently. And what I really like about the products, and this is just the second generation where they do this, it's basically a product which is purpose-built for certain infrastructure technology. And again, immersion and even liquid or direct-to-chip cooling, these are not new technologies. For mining, they are new, but in the data center space, this is very common. And it's also something that probably will be used more in the future. So I think the way that MicroBT looks at these new products and making them purpose-built makes a lot of sense, because it kind of increases the integration between the manufacturer of the hardware and the actual miner that needs to deal with the hardware, right? And I think this ties in a little bit to another point where I think I see a big future, is this further integration of all of the aspects of mining across the value chain, because the more elements you can take out, the more efficient you will become in the end. And I think this is just a great example of MicroBT tapping into that.
Historically, the reason why Bitcoin miners are these awkward little shoebox-looking devices is because they're at the form factor of either 120 millimeter or 160 millimeter fans. The cheapest way to dissipate the power was just using cool air and pushing air through. The limitations of that was that you can only go with climates that are drier or cooler. So that eliminated the ability to mine in the Middle East, in Southeast Asia, places that are more humid, that may have cheap power. And with the advent and just the maturation of newer technologies, like the ones that MicroBT are introducing, whether it's immersion, it's hydro, that opens up a whole new avenue for mining all across the world, decentralizing the network that much further. We see it here in Dubai. In the Middle East, you have a lot of hydro deployments. This was non-existent pretty much 4 or 5 years ago. And I think just having that variability and that added flexibility, that opens up a lot more opportunity to newer regions.
Yeah, actually, I think for customer design, comes from the methodology Dr. Yang just bring into this industry. And as a chip designer, we know to be basically full custom design is just do the chip based on the specific. So you need to customize and find the optimization according to what you did. And I think this is also our sprint of MicroBT, and we always chase for the automotive, from our perspective. So this is the reasons Dr. Yang always like to emphasize the full custom design, and in his speech. This time, you can see he also just acquired the different report and also gave a lot of comparisons, between the different scenario and different conditions. I think, besides such kind of information, he also like to know what's the ping from your point and how we can just customize according to your feedback. So this is some things we are chasing for that. And I think right now, maybe in whole industry just go to the fund management area. So I think, if anyone, just want to be success, you need to just calculate or just accounting for your scenario and maybe do everything perfect. This is, I think, the sprint MicroBT like to contribute and also like to work with everyone.
Okay, thank you. So our last question is, what would you suggest for mining in the future? So this time, how about we start with Wright?
Okay, so I think actually this time I think everyone here speaker have a plenty of experience like me. So let me leave the time for everyone. Just beside me from Kevin.
Sure. So I think this is true for all businesses, not just Bitcoin mining. You don't have to go all out right away, right? Make sure to start small. Bitcoin mining, like many other businesses, are scalable. So the economics at 1 unit, 10 units, 100 units, they scale up as long as you can find access to the right facilities. There's a lot of pitfalls and risks along the way, so you make sure you work with the right partners, the right vendors, and test out the kind of avenues of how you do business with them. So we're strong partners of MicroBT because we started small. And eventually, as our deals grew larger and larger, we were more comfortable ordering larger pre-orders. One thing that you have to be aware of in the mining space is oftentimes the manufacturers, they sell units 6 months to 9 months in advance. Those are large pre-orders. And when you're wiring or you're sending tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars in advance, there's got to be a lot of trust and rapport built up beforehand. So make sure you know who your partners are, who you're doing business with, not just your own business practice itself.
I mean, if I think about the future of mining, this is more point of when you start mining, and I think it's great. Don't go overboard. That's very important because actually experience counts. We've been through a few of those cycles. You learn what not to do. Don't put your eggs in one basket. For example, if I look at Northern Data, how we operated, we actually first worked on the Windstone facility, which we sold. It's interesting that we're on the same panel, but with one of the reasons that we didn't want to be exposed to one large mega site. So we had a more strategy being more diversified, and I think that will apply in the future as well, right? So you can't control regulation, you can't control political climates, so you need to be diversified as well. And so I think that's critical towards the future of mining. And the same thing with technologies, right? So immersion might work in a certain climate. Other technologies work fine. If you look at Canada, you don't need to go to immersion and pay that small premium for it. You can simply also mine with air-cooled. And so these things come with experience. Don't be bound to certain technologies. Try always to keep in mind that the cost counts. So how much you spend on anything is something that will hurt your back in the long run. Maybe it's nice to make a bridge still to the halving, because that is kind of a shock event, which is in the near future. I think what's interesting is that the coming halving is going to be an event where obviously the revenue halves, which means that preparation counts, not just in your existing business, but also opportunities come up that you might be able to utilize. Right? So if you see in the stock market, if things are a bit rumbling, it makes a lot of sense to have a bit of cash on hand to make sure that you're prepared for worse times ahead. Because if there's one learning from the stock market, typically what everybody expects, the opposite is kind of going to happen. So if you think Bitcoin will go up right after halving because that is what it should do, might be that it will take a little bit longer. And as long as you're prepared for that, you have a bit of capital available to kind of pay for excess costs that you haven't cut out yet, that might help you survive through that period and actually put you in a better position afterwards. So I think having cash at hand will be quite helpful in the near future. Don't put all your eggs on miners right now. There will be a lot of buying opportunities in the coming months.
So I'm going to say I think there's a good KYC out there, and it's know your cost. So I am in FP&A. I do look at costs a lot, but I really emphasize that even if you're thinking about being an at-home miner, talk to people about what they went through and the costs that they were not aware of. It's not as easy as I thought it would be, to be honest, at least at the scale we're operating at, but there's so much to learn about, like different incidental costs that take place, different variable costs that exist that you might think are fixed on a day-to-day. So if you're thinking about entering on a personal level, just talk to people and get on the forums, find out like what kind of costs they incurred. I think that's really helpful. At scale, it's like extremely necessary to survive. Understanding your cost and projecting them and projecting for different scenarios. Like you mentioned, the revenue's cut in half. Your cost is not cut in half. I wish it followed that way. And so you have to be ready for Bitcoin to continue acting as volatile as it does. That's the one, like for me, that's the one guarantee, is that it's not just gonna stay at one price all the time. So we have to be ready. Knowing your cost is like really key in that. Aside from that, I would say the more control you have over your operation, whether it's your infrastructure, what you can manufacture in-house, what systems you can build in-house, and balancing those things. You know, I don't think anyone is 100% doing 100% of these things, but the more control you have, the better you can be in a position to react to different scenarios. We saw, I think it was maybe in the last year and a half or 2 years ago, a scramble over, you know, when the bear market hits, people are hosted. Hosting agreements are not perfect right now. I think we're so early in the industry that you're seeing that a contract seems to make sense at a point in time in the market, or at a certain power price, and power price is also volatile. So people are kind of learning through those mistakes. That's an area I feel like the more you can own your destiny, the better positioned you are, as long as you're ready to cover your costs, and don't be over leveraged.
I'll just add another real quick point, which is it's true with rest of crypto space, which is don't trust, verify, right? In this case, buy sample miners, buy early prototypes. We're very fortunate to work closely with MicroBT. We got one of their earlier M60 S units before they've released it, and we've been testing it for the better part of a month and a half or so. And we wanted to independently issue our own reports and study it ourselves to make sure the specs that they are releasing are accurate before we place large orders, before we recommend their miners to our customers. So I think doing your own research, working with other miners in the space, asking your friends, it's really important to kind of make sure you're avoiding as many of the pitfalls that are out there as possible.
Yeah, on that, Kevin, I think you gave us really positive feedback and made some introductions before we tested any miners. And though I know you, I didn't trust you that much.
Yeah, I'm not a trustworthy guy.
I didn't trust you enough, and we tested for ourselves. I mean, it's a really big decision, whether it's you're buying your first few miners for yourself or for the expansion and looking at tens of thousands of machines. It's one thing to hear from somebody in the industry. It's another to actually run it for yourself in the climate that it's going to be in the systems, with the people that are going to run it at your site, and really get that hands-on experience.
Yeah, so I also agree with Kevin and Ghazaleh. Yeah, actually, above of all, yeah, I think maybe currently it's quite different compared to maybe 4 years ago. And we need to just maybe focus on the new innovation technology, and we also need to just support the different ideas comes from our customers. So for the OG, yeah, we are so happy to see that more hands make, yeah, maybe light works. So from the Kevin support us, yeah, we just can easy to maybe get the trust from everyone here, and also just maybe demonstrate our capabilities of our miners easily. So we will save times, yeah, quite a lot on that. And for the new players, I think today maybe it's a little tough. And I think maybe to be patient, and we need to find some new opportunities in the futures together. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I think that's all for today's panel. And yeah, thank you again. And thank you for listening. Yeah, thank you.